Hi everyone. Now let's discuss topic 8 of Unit 3, Insider Threats and Detection. An insider threat in cybersecurity refers to a security risk that originates from within the organization. These are individuals such as employees, contractors, or partners who have legitimate access to the systems but misuse it, either intentionally malicious or unintentionally negligent. In simple words, insider threats are attacks or risks that come from people you already trust with access. Examples include stealing sensitive company data, sharing confidential information with competitors, or accidentally leaking data through careless actions. To detect insider threats, organizations use techniques like user behavior analytics, UBA, log monitoring, anomaly detection, and specialized tools such as Splunk UBA, Forcepoint Insider Threat, or Microsoft Defender Insider Risk Management. To make this clear, let's look at some exam-focused questions. 2-mark questions. Define an insider threat in cybersecurity. Give 2 examples of malicious insider activities. Differentiate between malicious and negligent insiders. Mention 2 tools used for insider threat detection. What is user behavior analytics, UBA, in insider threat detection? 10-mark questions. Explain different types of insider threats with examples. Discuss the life cycle of an insider threat and the associated risks. Explain techniques and tools used to detect insider threats in an enterprise. Compare malicious insiders versus unintentional insiders with suitable examples. Describe preventive measures and security policies for mitigating insider threats. An insider threat occurs when someone within an organization, such as an employee, contractor, or business partner, misuses their authorized access to harm the organization's information systems, data, or operations. Unlike external attacks, insider threats come from trusted individuals who already have legitimate credentials, making them harder to detect. These threats can be intentional, such as a disgruntled employee stealing sensitive data or committing fraud, or unintentional, such as an employee accidentally sharing confidential information or falling for a phishing email. For example, an employee copying customer records to a personal device without authorization or a contractor tampering with company software are both cases of insider threats. Insider threats pose serious risks because they can lead to financial loss, reputational damage, legal issues, and operational disruptions. Types of insider threats. Malicious insiders are individuals within an organization, such as employees, contractors, or partners, who intentionally misuse their access to systems, networks, or data to cause harm. Their motives can include financial gain, revenge, or personal advantage. For example, an employee selling the company's trade secrets to a competitor or deliberately deleting critical files to disrupt operations is considered a malicious insider. These threats are particularly dangerous because the insider already has legitimate access, making detection more difficult. Negligent insiders are employees or other authorized users who unintentionally cause security incidents due to carelessness, lack of awareness, or poor security practices. Unlike malicious insiders, their actions are not driven by intent to harm, but can still lead to significant breaches. Examples include clicking on phishing emails, using weak or repeated passwords, mishandling sensitive documents, or accidentally sending confidential information to the wrong recipient. Organizations need to address negligent insider threats, primarily through training and strong security policies. Compromised insiders occur when an external attacker gains access to an organization by exploiting the credentials of a legitimate user. In this case, the employee or partner may be unaware that their account is being used maliciously. For example, if a hacker steals an employee's login details through phishing or malware and uses them to access confidential databases or financial systems, this is a compromised insider threat. Preventing these threats requires strong authentication methods, monitoring for unusual activity, and rapid incident response. The insider threat lifecycle describes the typical stages an insider may go through when attempting to exploit their access. It begins with reconnaissance, where the insider gathers information about vulnerabilities, critical systems, and sensitive data they can target. For example, An employee might study which databases contain confidential client information or identify weak access controls. The next stage is planning, where the insider decides how to exploit this knowledge, such as creating a method to extract data unnoticed or manipulating systems to cause disruption. During exfiltration, the insider carries out the planned attack, copying or stealing data, transferring funds, or sabotaging systems. Finally, in the covering track stage, the insider attempts to erase logs, manipulate timestamps, or disable monitoring tools to avoid detection, making the breach harder to trace. To detect insider threats, organizations use several techniques. User and Entity Behavior Analytics, UEBA, monitors patterns in user activity, flagging unusual behavior like downloading large amounts of data outside normal hours. Security Information and Event Management, SIEM. Systems collect and correlate logs from various sources to identify suspicious actions, such as multiple failed login attempts or unauthorized access attempts. Data Loss Prevention, DLP. Tools prevent sensitive information from leaving the organization, whether via email, cloud storage, or USB devices. Privileged Access Management, PAM, restricts and monitors the use of high-privilege accounts, ensuring administrators' actions are tracked. Endpoint Detection and Response, EDR. Tools continuously monitor devices for abnormal behavior, such as unexpected software installations or unauthorized file access. By combining these approaches, organizations can detect, prevent, and respond to insider threats effectively. Preventing and defending against insider threats requires a combination of policies, technology, and awareness. Access control and the principle of least privilege ensure that employees and contractors are given only the access necessary to perform their job functions, reducing the risk of misuse. For example, a marketing employee should not have administrative access to the company's financial database. Employee awareness training is equally important. Staff should be educated about common tactics such as phishing, social engineering, and safe handling of sensitive data to prevent accidental or negligent breaches. Regular audits help detect anomalies by reviewing user accounts, permissions, and data access logs, which can reveal unusual activity, such as unauthorized downloads of confidential files. Incident response plans prepare organizations to respond quickly to suspected insider threats, detailing steps for containment, investigation, and recovery. Finally, behavior monitoring tools track abnormal patterns such as unusual login times, large data transfers, or access to sensitive files, helping security teams identify potential insider risks before serious damage occurs. Together, these strategies create a robust defense against insider threats while fostering a culture of security awareness. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.